Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Johnny Cracks Packs. I'm your host, Johnny Maz. Today's episode, we're going to feature the Ron Guidry Replay Project. We started this a few weeks ago. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that I picked up a vintage copy of classic replay baseball, the 1978 season, about a month or two ago. I tried to figure out a decent project to do with the game because I'm already doing a couple of full season replays and on other games. And so I decided to replay Ron Guidry's 1978 AL Cy Young Award winning season. Gonna basically play all of his starts. I am using as played lineups with a couple of changes here and there depending on what cards I had available in the game. I wasn't going to go searching through following trades and things like that. So there's a couple games where I just had to make some substitutions. I'm handling all in-game management decisions myself for both teams. I'm usually pretty impartial in that regard. So even though I'm a Yankee fan, I'm really looking forward to trying to replicate Guidry's season or improve upon it if that's possible. I feel like I can make good decisions for other teams as well. I'm playing with in-game injuries. The injuries, regardless of the severity, only last for the game that I'm playing. And then I make the as-played starting lineups available for the next game. For those of you that are unaware, there's baseballsimresearch.com, I believe it's called, and they do a great job of keeping an up-to-date database of box scores from every game and every season, I'm pretty sure, that ever existed. So I made a small donation and I downloaded the 1978 season. So I was able to print my score sheets ahead of time. And the one thing I love about these score sheets, these box scores for Baseball Sim Research, is they give you the date and they also give you the actual results as far as score, hits, and errors. They give you that like line score up on top. They also give you the starting pitcher rotation, so that when you are choosing relievers in these kinds of games, you'll know that if you've got a guy that, maybe you could bring him in on relief, but hey, oh look at that, he's starting tomorrow. That's kind of hard to track on your own. So I appreciate that. It's a great website. If you get a chance and you're doing any sort of replay project with as-played lineups, it's a great resource. I believe they keep the website up for free. They just ask for donations. So I would suggest donating what you can, because it's just such a fabulous resource for our hobby. So today we're going to go through the first 10 games. I'm going to flip this camera around and show you the box scores. I'll just give you the highlights of each game and then the actual versus replayed result. And then at the end, we are going to have a stat comparison from the real life performance to Ron Guidry's performance in my replay. It's like I said before, it's easy to replicate a performance, but it's hard to improve upon a performance that was so good to begin with. A lot of times in my replays, I'll take like a last place team or guys that didn't do so well, but maybe had a lot of like run production, just wasn't at the right time during the season, and see if you can kind of mess with those numbers, get the same numbers, but a better result. With Guidry, that's going to be tough because his numbers were so good to begin with. So really, at this point, I'm just kind of looking to have fun with the replay, and it is a lot of fun. I've had walk-off hits. I've had shutouts, some pretty good performances by opposing teams as well. So I'm really enjoying it, and I figure about every 10 games, I'll stop in and show you the stats and the box scores and kind of go from there. And we'll kind of talk about what we noticed. So let me know in the comments what you think about replays, as-played lineups, all that stuff, if you're interested. And we can kind of chat about it. But let's get this camera flipped around and kind of go through these scores and see how Ron, Louisiana Lightning, the Gator, is doing in the 1978 replay project.
All right, here we are, flipped around, ready to go. I think this is the best way I can think of to do this right now. So I've got my recent acquisition Ron Guidry autograph here that has been on the tabletop as inspiration throughout all these games. So here we go. Game 1, Saturday, April 8th, 1978. The New York Yankees at the Texas Rangers. In real life, the Rangers won this one 2-1. Both teams had 8 hits, with the Yankees making 1 error. So in the replay, the Yankees actually won 3-0 with 8 hits. Rangers only had 2, and both teams committed an error. The big performances on the Yankees was Chris Chambliss had 2 doubles with an RBI. Greg Nettles also hit a solo home run. Ron Guidry went the complete game, 9 innings with 2 hits, gave up no runs, no earned runs, no walks, and 11 strikeouts. So this was a fun way to start the project, because Guidry's just a beast in this game. If you look at the opposing team's box score, it's just littered with strikeouts. They had the one throwing error on the shortstop, Bucky Dent there in the 4th inning, 11 strikeouts, just crazy. 29 hitters, 29 batters faced. So that's a pretty fun game right there for Guidry, and a great start to the replay. Game 2 was April 13th, 1978, and it was the Chicago White Sox against the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium. And the original game, the Yankees won 4-2. Both teams had 10 hits and no errors. In the replay, they actually lost to the White Sox 4-3. Both teams had 8 hits. The White Sox had 2 errors, and the Yankees had 1. So if you look at the opposing team's box score, they kind of had a big 6th inning and a big 2nd inning that really put it away. No real power hitting here. Nothing major going on. Wilbur Wood only went 6 innings. He gave up a couple of home runs, it looks like, to the Yankees. But he did end up with the win. The Yankees, Willie Randolph had a home run. Greg Nettles had a home run, both solo shots. Looks like they left several players on base, and really just kind of faded down the stretch there. Guidry only went 7 innings in this, gave up 7 hits and 4 earned runs. So he got his first loss at 1-1 and did add 5 strikeouts to his total. Game 3, Tuesday, April 18th, 1978, against the Baltimore Orioles, again at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees won 4-3 in real life. In the replay, they won 5-3, and they won it in very dramatic fashion in the bottom of the 9th. And actually in the top of the 9th, Lee May hit a home run that tied it up after Ken Singleton doubled. So the Orioles had some hope going into the bottom of the 9th, but 2 quick hits, a pinch hit single by Jay Johnstone, and then a home run by Bucky Dent put the game away. So this one, Guidry got a no decision. He went 8 2/3, gave up 7 hits, 1 home run, did add another 7 strikeouts to his total, but 3 earned runs. Sparky Lyle ended up getting the win because he came in and finished off the second half of the 9th inning. I've noticed, so if you know anything about Replay Classic, the pitcher cards have an A column and a B column. And the B column comes into play when they hit their kind of their fatigue rating. And Guidry's fatigue rating is 8. So in the 9th inning, he flips to the B side. And this is not the first time he's had trouble on the B side. This is the first time he's had trouble on the B side, but it's not the only time that he's had trouble on the B side, as you'll see as we go forward. Game 4, April 24th, 1978. Here, the Yankees originally beat Baltimore in Baltimore 8-2. This time they beat them 8-1. So kind of similar results, but not quite the same. You can see the Yankees just scattered a ton of hits in this game. They had 16 total hits, no home runs, but just a lot of good base running. Guidry again went 9 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits and 1 run, and added another 6 strikeouts to his total. So he was able to kind of shut down the Orioles. It looks like Rick Dempsey came through with a triple in the 3rd inning to score the lone run for the Baltimore Orioles. So I believe then Guidry got the win on this one. So he was 2-1. Here is the next game, game 5 of the replay. Yankees at the Minnesota Twins. Originally, the Yankees beat them 3-2. In the replay, they beat them 3-0. Jim Spencer was the hero here with big 3-run shot in the bottom of the second after singles by Chambliss and Nettles. Guidry again went a complete game, 9 innings, gave up 6 hits, earned his second shutout, and added 9 strikeouts to his total. So he's at 3-1. So off to a pretty decent start. Then we're into game 6. Texas Rangers at New York Yankees. Originally the Yankees won 5-2. This one they won 5-1. They didn't have to come to bat in the 9th as they added 3 runs of insurance in the bottom of the 8th. Again, Guidry went a complete game. So here he did all right on his B side in that 9th inning. Added 5 strikeouts, gave up 1 earned run, and just 2 hits. So great performance. Looks like Greg Nettles added another home run here. He's a beast. Probably belongs in the Hall of Fame, Greg Nettles, as does Ron Guidry. It's a shame that neither player is there. Originally here, let's see, May 13th, 1978, the Yankees initially beat the Royals 5-2. In the replay, they beat them 7-1, so a little bit more run production on the Yankee side. You can see Roy White hit a solo shot. Thurman Munson had a bases clearing double in the 4th that really kind of broke the game open for the Yankees. Guidry here went 8 innings, gave up 1 run. He earned a win, so he's at 5-1. So a decent performance, but we did take him out and put in Rich Gossage to shut him down in the 9th inning. So decent. I've noticed too at this point, Guidry's having some control issues. His walks are starting to add up in the replay, and we'll get to that in the final stat page. So here we are, Thursday, May 1878. The Yankees initially beat Cleveland 5-3. In this game, they absolutely drub them 12-4. Just the 1 home run by Roy White, a solo shot in the 3rd, but a lot of singles, a lot of doubles. Just really took advantage of a weak pitching performance by Don Hood to really get the game jump started. Guidry didn't do all that fantastic. You can see his score is kind of messy down here. Gave up quite a few hits in the early going and some runs, but the Yankees were able to overcome that with their offense. So Guidry did get another win here, 6-1, although he gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned, added 6 strikeouts and 3 walks to his totals. Gossage came in again to shut the game down in the 9th and did so facing 3 batters and putting 3 batters down. So game 9, we hit May 23rd, 1978, or is that, yeah, 23rd. Now this one, the Yankees beat the Indians in real life 10-1 here. They beat them 5-4. So those 2 games, it was kind of back-to-back games against the Indians, Ron Guidry versus Don Hood. And it seems like they kind of flipped in the real life. The second game was blowout, and the first game was close, and this just basically flip-flopped. So the Yankees end up winning 5-4 on a walk-off in the 10th. Thurman Munson hit a RBI double in the bottom of the 10th, so it was pretty exciting. Again, Guidry gets a no decision on this one. Nettles hit another home run. Willie Randolph had a triple early on to get things going for the Yankees. The Indians had a real big 9th inning that extended the game. And let's see, it looks like Sid Monge took the loss. Guidry went 8 1/3, added another 10 strikeouts to his total. So the last game here of the first 10 is game number 10 of the, let's see, Sunday, May 25th, or is that 28th? 28th, 78. They initially won this game 5-3. They won it in the replay 4-1. Both teams had 7 hits and an error. This was a decent performance. I think I got a little nervous with Guidry on this one, and so I did let him go too long. He went into the 9th inning and just got hit there, I think. Yeah. No, let's see. We took him out. Nope, we took him out after 8. So this was a better performance for him. 8 innings. He ends up going to 7-1, adds 8 strikeouts. He did give up a run, but it was unearned. Thurman Munson and Mickey Rivers both hit home runs in the bottom of the 8th to really put the Yankees out front for good. I believe it was 1-1 until then, and then they both just kind of cranked them. So let's see. I think it was this game previous, game 9, Guidry pitched a great 8 innings, and then when he switched to his B side, you can see in the 9th inning here, he gave up 3 straight walks, and then that bases clearing double, and then I think Goss and Sparky Lyle came in and gave up a single. So he gave up 4 earned runs in that game, but it was all on his B side. It was all in the 9th inning. So lesson learned, and you'll see in these final stats that I am basically running Guidry a little bit more than in real life so far. So here we have the 1978 Replay Classic. Real life, Ron Guidry Replay, obviously both have 10 starts. That number is never going to change. It's always going to be the same. In real life, until this point, he'd pitched 76.2 innings. I have him at 84, so I'm kind of pushing his limits a little bit more in the replay. We're about 10% over. Runs given up is exactly the same. He's given up 19 runs through his first 10 games. The earned runs are just 6% off. So he's got 17 earned runs in the replay to his 16 in real life. Hits are a little bit off. We've got more innings and lower hits, so that minus 23% is kind of staggering, and we'll see if that evens out as we move along in the season. But his first 10 games of 1978, he actually gave up 62 hits. In my replay, he's only given up 48. He's given up 1 homer, which is the same as in real life, so that's no change. Walks are close, about 13% off. He's got a few more walks. However, again, when you look at the inning total, you're going to expect to see some pluses on these differentials. His strikeouts are way up, plus 39%. I've got 75 strikeouts in 84 innings compared to 54 in 76.2. I don't know if that would really even out, even if we add his next 8 innings in, but we'll see as we kind of go. I am going to try and use Ron a little bit more closer to his real life usage, but it's really, really tempting when he's throwing a shutout in the 8th inning to just keep him in, even though he's flipping to his B side. But we'll see how that works out. ERA is pretty close, minus 3%. WHIP is a little off, minus 21%. So he's much better WHIP in the replay. And then I also figured opponent's batting average, which I thought was kind of interesting. His opponent's batting average in 78 through the first 10 games was 225. In the replay, they're only hitting 165, so that's minus 27%. And then obviously, he's got 2 shutouts compared to none, 5 complete games compared to 3, which is probably why some of these numbers are getting pushed up. And he was 7-0 in real life and 7-1 in the replay. So there you have it. A nice comparison. I will do this again at game 20, and we can kind of see how these stats kind of grow and even out. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit like, subscribe. Go down in the comments. Let me know what you think. If there's anything you want to see or any stats that you'd like me to kind of see if I can figure out. I've got all the box scores, so I can easily go back and figure things out. Like if you want to know how he's pitching with runners in scoring position or something like that, let me know. I kind of geek out over going through the stats and doing the math on this stuff. But I will get back to gameplay very soon. We've got some pack openings coming up on the channel. Appreciate all you guys for watching, and we will see you soon. Cheers.